Go.
Hello everyone, I'm Yanis Kashani, and today I will talk about bulk water removal from drainage basins. So to start off with the definition of bulk water removal, it's the withdrawal and transfer of water from its original watershed by man-made diversion, pipelines, and tanker ship. In Canada, there's mainly two different viewpoints on the matter. First of all, there are some economists and scientists thinking that we should export more water overseas to have economic advantage over other governments. For example, Quebec only used 0.5% of their renewable water resources, so we could use a certain amount of this unexploited water to ship either to, let's say, the United States or overseas in the Middle East. By doing so, however, there's a lot of environmental impact. So some scientists think that these impacts are way too important to go along with the major export. For example, in 2000, a study was produced for the Great Lakes watershed, saying that bulk water removal coupled with climate change would reduce significantly the water levels, the water quality, the water flow rates, and also wildlife and fisheries all over the basin, which is not ideal. About 20 years ago, the government, well, not the government, but some private investors wanted to export water overseas, but the public opinion was negative, so the government decided to ban all water export from the 5 watersheds that you see, the 5 major drainage areas of Canada. However, there is still some exception to this prohibition. For example, I will talk about Waukesha, a small city in Wisconsin. In 2011, their groundwater were diminishing rapidly, and a lot of a strong concentration of radium was found. So they were looking for a new water supply. After some analysis, they decided to ask the watershed, the Great Lake, if they could withdraw water from the Lake Michigan. As you can see in the figure, they're only 30 kilometers apart from Lake Michigan, but they're not in the watershed itself. So they're technically not allowed to withdraw water from the watershed. After 5 years of studies and analysis, the council decided to grant a demand, allowing Waukesha to withdraw 380,000 cubic meter per day for their water supply. They granted the demand since Waukesha had no other feasible alternative for water. However, they decided to grant the demand, but with strict conditions. The main conditions were, first of all, the water should only use for municipal supply. The implementation of conservation and efficiency programs should be put in place. So the demand of the city would be reduced, and the withdrawal from Lake Michigan will also be reduced. Also, all the water from the lake should come back to the watershed. So right now they're building big pipes to bring the water to the city. They will use it, treat it, distribute it, and then they will ship it back via the Root River, a small tributary of the watershed. Also, the characteristic of the water, the quality, the composition, and also the temperature should remain unchanged, or at least the least possible, to once again reduce the environmental impacts. To conclude, I just wanted to inform you a bit about bulk water removal in Canada and in North America, and to show you a real-life example of a case study of Waukesha. Right now, there's not a lot of demand like the ones from Waukesha, but I think with climate change and population growth, we could see a bit more of these demands, since water scarce region might need bulk water export for meeting that demand. So I think as a country, we should understand that these demands might come more often, and that we should implement a rigorous plan to analyze these proposals and to treat them all equally. Thank you for your attention. Have a great day.
Thank you.